Hi everyone, so today we're going to be watching a video on unicorn symbolism, what it represents, and why it's going so crazy in society today. Hope you like it.
I bet you didn't know it is National Unicorn Day. There's a day seemingly for everything, but unicorns, they're hot and they're awfully trendy right now.
But the question here is why? Stephanie Whitfield has an answer.
The magical dessert bar in Montrose has been open for a month. Its thing is it's unicorn themed.
I love unicorns because they're pretty.
And for some reason, people are still lining up outside every single day.
I can see why it's popular, especially with girls.
Yeah, little girls we get.
Excited? Because they're so sparkly and pretty.
But grown-ups are into it too.
Here I am drinking a rainbow milkshake. It's a unicorn. Look how cute that is.
So what is it about unicorns that make people willing to wait in line, then spend $15 on a shake?
I just said it's magical. I love magic.
That seems to be the foundation of the fascination, but it's fueled by social media. And this business serves up plenty of Insta-worthy backdrops.
All the unicorn stuff is really new, and Houston doesn't have a place like this.
Plus, the colorful mythical creatures just make people happy.
It's just fun and brings joy.
If you still don't get why unicorns are so trendy, the only other answer I've found is, why not? I'm Stephanie Whitfield, and now you know.
Here is an article about unicorn imagery in magical practice. So, this is used in paganism and witchcraft. This was published May 22nd, 2006. It reads, "The unicorn is one of the most famous and endearing of mystical creatures associated with fantasy, mythology, and magic. Images of the unicorn have fascinated people all over the world for centuries. Such a powerful and easily recognized symbol can have an important place in magical practice. Symbols are integral to our lives, especially for magic and visualization. Often the success of a spell relies heavily on the symbolism that is chosen and how deeply it affects the user. Many people are drawn to the magical creatures and have an affinity for certain ones, collecting various images of that particular creature. Since unicorns are among the most popular, here are some ways you can incorporate unicorn symbolism into magical practice. Even if you have never been particularly fascinated with magical creatures, getting to know them by investigating their characteristics can add a new dimension to your personal power. But you may have different associations and feelings when you look at an image of the unicorn. That's fine. The point is to use the symbolism for something meaningful to you and to focus on these feelings in your magical practice. Unicorn imagery can be used in spells for healing, peace, comfort, and inspiration. Still, others may associate the unicorn with love, or to some, they may represent bravery or strength. Choose what the unicorn means to you and incorporate that image into your spells and meditations. So, we all know as Christians that paganism and witchcraft are very evil things associated with the devil, Lucifer. And power, magic, it comes from nowhere but the devil. Humans are not supposed to practice magic, and it is real, folks. Believe me, it is real. It's used every day by the elite. And this article here is about the meaning of a unicorn being a sexual orientation. So this goes along with the LGBTQ movement that's been going on. And this is what it reads. Confessions of a real-life unicorn. Being a unicorn, someone who sleeps with couples, in 2017 is both easier and trickier than it's ever been. Typically, a sex kind of unicorn is a bisexual girl who is down to hook up with generally heterosexual, monogamish couples, often has as a no-strings-attached threesome experience arranged in advance. There are also, of course, male unicorns or gender non-conforming unicorns, as well as gay or poly couples who seek out a unicorn arrangement. But I'll write about what I know. I myself am a unicorn and have been having the most fun and hot threesome sex of my life since proudly wearing my unicorn emoji on my sleeve, aka Tinder profile. Okay, we all know how bad Tinder is. It's strictly really a hookup site based on looks, how shallow. And also, this is ridiculous. This is what another meaning of unicorn is, and it's pretty sick, guys. uh, Sounds like a good way to catch a lot of STDs, if you ask me. All right, guys, so speaking of unicorn sexual orientation labels and using the unicorn as a symbol for witchcraft to cast spells, here is a new rapper out called Snow the Product. Well, she's been out for a while. Nobody's just ever heard of her until now because she has a new song that's just got released a week ago called Nowhere to Go, or aka Quarantine Love. How ironic. We can now see that the elites are having these pop artists push quarantine like it's cool to make the kids want to obey them as well. And obviously, she will be wearing a unicorn onesie in this video. And I honestly think that she is a unicorn, whatever they call the unicorn sexual orientation, because she is a lesbian and she used to be married. Actually, she was married for 10 years, guys, and she has a 10-year-old son that she probably doesn't have custody of because I've done my research on her and none of her pictures have her son in them. I don't know why. He's never around. She actually has a YouTube channel. I think it's called Everyday Days or something like that with her lesbian girlfriend. But anyways, I want to get on with this. I'm not going to show too much of this video. I just want you guys to see the unicorn onesie and to see a little bit of what they're pushing to our kids right now. This is a 30-year-old woman. She's a grown woman. I think she's 30. She might be a little older than that. This is definitely not a teenager like it may seem to you. I was very surprised once I looked her up to find out she had been married for 10 years. She has a 10-year-old son, and she's in her 30s. Yet she chose to throw that all away to act like a child and be a lesbian. But anyways, watch a little bit of this, and then we'll get on with the rest of the video.
You nuts?
Oh, it's going down on.
There's the Saturn worship.
I've been here since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
See, that's what I was talking about. You hear what she's saying. I've been here since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I got nowhere to go. And it goes on. It makes it seem really cool to be in quarantine lockdown. And obviously, this is going to be a hit song. It's already got almost 1 million views in 1 week. I'm sure that the children are making TikTok videos and just falling into the crowds with all of this sigil magic spell casting through the pop stars. So, all right, let's get on with the rest of the video.
In this room, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself. As Geraldine mentioned, I'm the Chief Unicornomicist at Unicornomics Unicorn Farm and research and development firm. I also run the unicorn-centric pop culture blog, Unicornomics.com. Now, my title does not fit on most standard-sized business cards, but it is glistening with awesomeness because it means I study and report on unicorns. Now, some days this is just establishing what is the favorite flavor of ice cream for the week. Other times, I'm looking at consumer purchasing trends for unicorn horn antitoxin. Here's a picture of my office. I have the world's coolest motivational poster. Oh, the unicorns, they were on a field trip that day. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't start out wanting to study unicorns. I mean, I had the prerequisite Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper and a small collection of My Little Ponies.
Prerequisite Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper and a small collection of My Little Ponies.
But I had other career aspirations early on. Here's a peek into that vocational catalog. Around age 10, I thought I wanted to be a police officer. And then a little bit earlier than that, a gymnastic girl. And before that, a dad. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, none of these panned out. See, the movie franchise Police Academy left me disenfranchised about the law enforcement profession. And, well, I could never really find salary information about Gymnastic Girl. And I guess I just wasn't progressive enough in gender politics to claim the title Dad.
And I guess I just wasn't progressive enough in gender politics to claim the title Dad.
So I went to college and university and earned a few degrees. And I went to work in nonprofit sector in corporate America. And I did well there. But something was missing. And I found out that something had a name. Whimsy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to alarm you, but we are suffering from a global whimsy shortage. And because this is such a crucial part of being a successful unicorn farm, magic. Roald Dahl said, and above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. So when did you stop believing in magic? Or did you? So there are many details as to how to get your livestock. There's visiting unicorns at dealerships. There is luring them out of the forest using a virgin, or if you don't know a virgin, hiring an on-call virgin. And knowing that a unicorn herd is called a polycorn posse. Here's a business card for an on-call virgin that I know. But you can read all about those types of details in the Raising Unicorns Guide. What I want to talk to you about today is cultivating and maintaining and maximizing your whimsy.
All right, so as you can see, I don't even think that she made it very clear what exactly her job is or what exactly is Unicornomics. Okay? She just basically spent that entire time talking about magic, which is obviously evil. And also, I just wanted to point to this McFancy's Whimsy rules that she put up during that performance. It says, wonder equals exploration, humor equals giggle breaks, immediacy equals interpretive dance, magic equals encouraging conjuring. Conjuring? Conjuring what exactly? Demons? I hope not. I won't be trying to pursue unicorn farming anytime soon. But for those of you that want to know exactly what it is and what is Unicornomics, here's a video that explains that a little bit.
Spring General Manager Xia Wang to discuss venture capital investing in startups. He began by asking her about this new concept she calls unicorn farming.
Unicorn farming, all in a nutshell, is a Swiss Army knife of all-inclusive startup ecosystem services for startup in the post-consumer startup era.
With unicorn farming, how do you differ?
We learned that it now takes a village or a farms to nurture these startups to quickly find out how do we actually achieve technology and product and use case fit. So we built unicorn farmings to do more essentially.
The term unicorn means $1 billion valuation of a startup. So the idea is that you're farming $1 billion companies. Big reason that you believe you're equipped to do unicorn farming is because you have extensive resources in China.
Regarding China, because of the population of big enterprises, where they're motivated a little bit more aggressively towards working with innovative companies, so we can build out that advantages and using their desire, their investment into building these ecosystems together with us to benefit the companies in the US who's lacking the connections with businesses, lacking even capital, to actually mix that resources together.
All right, so I wanted to take a quick look at an investment that John D. Rockefeller Jr. made in the early 1900s. Now, as to why he would make such a big investment during the Depression, it's unbeknownst to me, but apparently there is a highly symbolic reason that he bought these, and he even told his son David that there is a lot of symbolism in these tapestries. And I think the real name for the tapestries are the Hunt of the Unicorn, and this is what the article says. In 1922, John D. Rockefeller Jr. purchased 6 of the 7 tapestries for $1 million US. To give you some perspective as to how much $1 million in 1922 would be worth today, the West Egg inflation calculator calculates that $1 million in 1900 would today be worth $24,613,670.55. That's over $24.5 million in today's money. Those tapestries must have been mighty important to him. Yeah, I'll tell you. He later purchased the damaged tapestry from Count Gabriel de la Rochefoucauld, I don't know how to pronounce that, but for an undisclosed amount. In an interview, David Rockefeller describes the tapestries as one of his father's greatest and most prized possessions. And here's a video of him talking about these tapestries.
As a result of father's and mother's interest in medieval art and architecture, when they heard from a dealer in France whom they'd known and through whom they'd bought a certain number of things, of the availability of a remarkable set of Gothic tapestries called the Unicorn tapestries. I think this was back in the 20s. They were delighted to be able to buy them. This was certainly one of the most wonderful acquisitions that my parents were ever able to acquire.
The effect was so sumptuous that, having known in advance all about them, I merely lingered 5 minutes to satisfy my eye with the beauty and richness of their color and design, and bought them forthwith.
The Unicorn tapestries, all during my youth, were in 2 rooms in that house, number 12 West 54th Street. And I really enjoyed them from my very early days and used to go there with visitors and sometimes take visitors to see them. I remember once when my sister was married and the marriage took place in our house, Governor Al Smith came to the wedding, and after the wedding I was assigned at the age of about 8 years old, as I remember it, to take him on a tour of the Unicorn tapestries. He sent me an autographed photograph of himself, which I still have, saying, "To my pal Dave from Al Smith." One reason I suppose I liked the tapestries so much was that they're so rich in detail. I remember little rabbits peeking out behind vegetation and all of the animals around the fountain, and the hunters coming up with spears and this kind of thing. Those were all very vivid images for a child. The tapestries were really among the things that my parents had that I most enjoyed. While my parents rarely talked about the symbolism in the tapestries, they did tell me the story of the hunt of the unicorn. The unicorn, they explained, is the symbol of Christ, and the resurrection is represented in the last tapestries, where the unicorn has revived after having been killed by hunters.
All right, so now that you know what Unicornomics is, and you know exactly what that woman was going bonkers about, and you have seen the children going crazy over all of the unicorns, and we've talked about magic being involved with the unicorn symbolism, as well as sexual orientation labels. Now, I want to wrap this video up by playing a little clip from a video of a very good channel that I'm subscribed to. It's called Truth Stream Media. If you're not already subscribed to them, I would suggest that you do so. They have some very good content, but they did a video about unicorn symbolism as well. So here's a clip of that to wrap up this whole thing, and I don't know, maybe we should all stay away from unicorns from now on. Just a suggestion.
But I wondered if anyone else has noticed the complete and utter inundation of unicorn symbolism in our society these days. Unicorns, which are supposed to be rare mythical beasts, are pretty much everywhere and on everything. And I'm not talking about the Lisa Frank art that used to be on the folders in my Trapper Keeper in middle school, although she appears to still be alive and kicking it. I'm not talking about the My Little Pony reboot either, which apparently has spawned an entire fringe group of bronies. Yes, that would be adult men who like My Little Pony. Unicorns are everywhere right now, in a multitude that is not the level of your average marketing gimmick, but is truly over the top, unlike any merchandising campaign I've pretty much ever seen. Unicorn hats, shirts,
menswear, seriously?
socks, men's socks, multiple adult onesies, sleep pants, men's sleep pants, underwear, slippers, belts, shoes, book bags, purses, makeup bags, makeup, hair bows, a plethora of women's horned headbands, jewelry, blankets, pillows, lights, key fobs, blow-up drink holders, your choice of mugs, thermoses, magnets, posters. Check this out, it's a set of animal tacks that includes 6 animals, 5 of which are real, and 1 is a unicorn. And here's an inflatable unicorn taxidermy head wall decoration, just like nobody ever thought they wanted. There was also birthday cards.
Wait, what is it?
A donut unicorn. Look at it.
Including a set that claims you can bathe in magic unicorn dust. Band-Aids, gum, chocolate bars, wine. Apparently Lucky Charms has now replaced the hourglass symbol marshmallow in their cereal with a unicorn. But one-upping that, Kellogg's even came out with a unicorn cereal. Just unicorn cereal. Not really related to anything. Toys for the kids, of which there are many unicorn toys, now seem to also include a line of glittery unicorn snot, slime, and poop products, including one where you bottle feed a unicorn and the kids wait excitedly over a toilet while it craps out a glittery poop that they can play with. Unicorns have also shown up in a wide range of commercials. many of which, again, are not targeting children, but adults. Many of these products have messages about being a unicorn, being magical, living a magical life, believing in magic, or simply the phrase, I believe. Or at the very least, they have messages about being one of a kind, which is just so obviously true considering how much of this stuff exists. I've also read that CRISPR pioneer Jennifer Doudna, in her book A Crack in Creation, Gene Editing and the Unthinkable Power to Control Evolution, she wrote, "We are on the cusp of a new age in genetic engineering and biological mastery, and that CRISPR could bring about woolly mammoths, winged lizards, and unicorns, as it won't be long before CRISPR allows us to bend nature to our will." And I already can hear the average unicorn lover in my head saying, "Unicorns mean happiness and purity, and they're all magically awesome, so shut up." But with a craze like this that is more over the top than pretty much any fad I've ever seen in my entire lifetime, to the point where I can't even walk through any store for 5 minutes together right now without seeing a handful of these supposedly rare and mythical beasts, I began to wonder if there's a deeper meaning behind the symbol of the unicorn. After all, it's obvious the elite running things have their own set of ritualistic symbols and idols that they worship. Regardless of whether the masses realize and recognize it or not. A quick internet search and you'll realize that in modern times, the unicorn is tied to the occult and to the New Age movement as pushed by the Rockefellers' Lucius or Lucifer Trust. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole other report. Dr. Kathy Burns puts it pretty succinctly that the unicorn is a modern symbol of the Antichrist, writing, "In both European and Oriental traditions, the unicorn is identified with a Messiah who comes when the world is in danger and heralds the coming of a new and better age. And thus we see that the unicorn is in reality the symbol of a future conqueror who will bring peace to the earth. Who is this but the Antichrist, for whom the world awaits, unaware of his true nature? And if you know anything about biblical prophecy, then you know that the Antichrist is set to come heralding a new age with grand promises of peace on earth that will be anything but." But even if you put it in a softer fashion, in the book The Unicorn, occult writer Nancy Hathaway wrote, "The unicorn is a symbol of transformation. For this unicorn seeks a better world through the purifying purgative powers of destruction. Its purpose, like that of the Hindu god Shiva, is to tear down and to renew." Which just reminds me of the fact that CERN has a Shiva statue out front. Anyway, unicorns have also been utilized in occult circles as a symbol of fertility and sexuality, worn by those looking to increase their sexual magnetism. In the Dictionary of the Esoteric, it's noted that in alchemy, the unicorn was associated with the male-female symbol or androgynous Mercury, a motif indicating attainment of the great work. Manly P. Hall once again mentions that the unicorn's horn is specifically a symbol of the pineal gland or third eye, the spiritual cognition center of the brain. Hall wrote, "The unicorn was adopted by the mysteries as a symbol of the illumined spiritual nature of the initiate, the horn with which it defends itself being the flaming sword of the spiritual doctrine, against which nothing can prevail." Researcher and author Carl Teichrieb points out that the unicorn symbolism takes on greater significance when the practicus ritual of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn is considered, a secret occult society that helped to usher in today's occult revival, whose members include the infamous Aleister Crowley. At the end of the ritual, the initiate is given the mystic title Monachris de Astris, or Unicorn from the Stars. So to these occult practitioners, the unicorn is a highly spiritual symbol. Indeed, in the May 1977 Rosicrucian Digest, Richard Machta wrote that the unicorn may have been killed as an earthbound entity some centuries ago, but the image of the beast as the embodiment of spiritualized force is still valid. In other words, the unicorn is a symbol of the illuminated spiritual nature of an initiate. Kind of brings another perspective to the overwhelming number of unicorn symbols floating around society today.
So hopefully now that you've seen exactly what this unicorn symbolism means, maybe you will try to stay away from it and not let your kids fall into this trap that the elites have set for them, just covered up by wonderful magic and rainbows that are so attractive to all these little kids. And if you like the video, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more because I will be making plenty more. Thank you. Bye.